Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and in today's reading, we're going to be looking into the topic, what do you need to hear about this connection? And of course, we're going to put the blunt twist on things. So in this reading, we're going to be looking into any insights, information, guidance, etc. that you need to know about a connection that's on your mind. So we're going to be looking into kind of the overall energies of the connection. We'll also take a look at your person versus you, just so we can better understand the dynamics are at play, and we'll just kind of see what messages come through. Getting into our disclaimers, keep in mind, guys, that this is a general reading, so it cannot and will not resonate completely with every single person that views the video. If it doesn't feel like it applies, just let it fly. Simply release it and let it go. Please don't allow it to get you upset. Remember, it's a general reading. It's not personal. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you could book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We're going to be working with a choice between 3 different piles for today's reading. So for pile 1, we're working with this Lapis Lazuli heart. For pile 2, we're working with this honey calcite sphere. And for pile 3, we have some rose quartz. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about your person and think about your connection, really centering in on what it is that you need to hear. Go ahead and select the crystal or card that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hey there, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. If you guys selected the Lapis Lazuli heart, this is going to be your message. So we're looking into what you need to hear about this connection. And we will begin with a few pre-shuffled oracle cards to kind of look at the overall energy of the connection. And then we're going to move into kind of a deep dive of the dynamics that are at play between yourself and your person. So for pile 1, we're starting off with the throat chakra, speak your truth. We have reparenting yourself. We have reclaim your power. Okay, pile 1. So what do you guys need to hear? Okay. I love whenever you guys choose a specific color crystal and then it like pops up in the reading with the cards. So this person, this connection is bringing up for you something from inner child, okay? So for some of you guys, you could be feeling a little bit triggered by this person, or there could be some sort of dynamic that's playing out with this person that feels familiar, like something you experienced during your upbringing. And I think it's important to note that, like, just because this card is coming up, it doesn't always have to mean that we had like this really traumatic childhood. It can be just the most subtle things that maybe were a little bit unhealthy or toxic or whatever it is that can impact us in relationships. And so I think that there's something that your higher self is asking you to reflect on as it pertains to your inner child and what is being triggered. And in particular, when it's talking about reparenting yourself, there's an energy of needing to take care of you, needing to take care of that inner child, needing to make sure that that inner child is protected and advocated for specifically in this situation. We have speaking your truth with the throat chakra. So there's a need here for you to work on speaking up and being authentic with this person, communicating clearly. I feel like for some of you, maybe there's a fear of being yourself or a fear of speaking your truth because maybe you have learned through past experience that speaking your truth or being yourself causes something that you don't want to happen, right? It can have negative results due to whatever toxic energy or just unhealthy energy you experienced in the past around communication. But what you need to hear about this connection is that you need to speak up. You need to speak your truth, and you need to stand in your power here, right? I'm really drawn to the blue nails in this card too. So reclaiming your power, right? Through being yourself, reclaiming your power through advocating for yourself, standing in your truth and standing in your personal power in this relationship. It's like there's this energy maybe of you guys, like, I don't know, like I just feel like the energy's been too passive. Sorry, I got blood drawn today, guys. Sorry. There's this energy of you guys maybe being too passive in speaking your mind, or like maybe there's an energy of just hoping this person is going to take care of you for you, instead of advocating for what you need. Because there's clearly some sort of a need that's not being met here with this person. Okay, pile one. So let's continue. I want to now look at your person and yourself. So we're going to start with, let's start with you, my viewer. Show me my viewer's energy. Who are they as it pertains to this connection? We have the athlete. Show me their person's energy. Who is their person? Dilettante. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards here. We're going to do reversals in this one too. Keep in mind, guys, too, sometimes the energies can be flipped when we do these types of readings. So, you know, take what resonates with you. Okay, for pile number one, show me their energy, clarifying the energy of the athlete. The Two of Cups. Show me their person's energy, please. We have the Strength card. Yeah, see, there's definitely something here with the Eight of Cups in reverse where the connection might not be feeling as fulfilling as it could. And it has to do with this energy of communicating here. I also feel for some of you guys, like I was getting earlier, a fear of speaking the truth because maybe there's a fear that somebody's going to leave. And the Eight of Cups can definitely talk about leaving, right? It can talk about moving on to quote unquote greener pastures or moving on a journey of self-discovery, right? So I definitely see that coming through. So let's take a look here. So you, my viewer, is the athlete. Dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. Misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. Your person is the dilettante. What I kind of feel is that, like, you and this person are really different, first of all. I see your person as being, like, really artsy, really creative, and somebody who might have like a lot of different creative hobbies and interests. Like if we take a look at this card, you guys can see like they have painting, they're reading a book, they're cooking, they're also like growing plants here. They could just have a lot of varied interests. This person could be a Gemini, although we do have Leo energy here with the Strength card. They have a lot of different hobbies and interests and things that they like to do. And I'm wondering if this is part of like where some of you guys might not be getting your needs met, right? Because maybe this person has too much going on in their life and they could be having a hard time balancing it all. But you guys are an athlete, right? So this is like kind of physical fitness energy. It's jock energy. It's like you see this person like sitting here and just being in that creation mode, but you guys want to move, right? You want to get your body moving. I feel like this card also is talking about like, it's like stamina, physical strength. So already it's just like, I just noticed differences here. That could be something that you guys need to hear about, that like maybe you and this person just kind of see the world differently or have different interests or hobbies or value different types of things in the way that you move in the world. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not really seeing necessarily anything that's really terrible with these energies, right? Because you, my viewer, are showing up here with the Two of Cups. And I'm really drawn to this blue background here in the Two of Cups today, which makes a lot of sense because we have all this blue energy of the throat chakra coming up for you. I feel like you, my viewer, are showing up here as very much wanting to meet this person where they are and have like emotional harmony with this person. I do think for you, there is a desire to see eye to eye with this person. I think a lot of you do see eye to eye with this person, that there is an emotional connection here that's very strong with this person. Okay. I'm actually going to pull, I just want to pull a couple of these cards for clarifiers here. Your person, though, with the Strength card is holding something back. Let's see. What does pile 1 need to know about their connection, please? Starting off, let's look at my viewer, clarifying their energy here with the Athlete and the Two of Cups. We have unsocial. Show me their person's energy. Confusion. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. Okay. So it's interesting too, because at the bottom of the deck here, we have eye candy, which comes up with your person. Okay. So it's like, I feel what you guys might need to know is that your person finds you really physically attractive. That's definitely coming through really strong here with the Strength energy, because they're kind of repressing it. They're kind of holding it back. They're trying not to be too forward with the physical chemistry and the physical attraction that they feel towards you here. They're practicing some restraint. Part of the reason why your person is practicing some restraint, though, is because they are confused. They don't know exactly what they want, and they're trying to gain some clarity before they communicate with you about this. Makes sense, because again, with this dilettante energy, it's like I see them as having their hands in a lot of different things. It could be hobbies and interests. It could be other love interests or people that they're connecting with, and they're not sure what direction feels the best to them, but they do know that they're very physically attracted to you. And see, I think that this throat chakra energy can also apply to your person too, right? Because this person, I feel, would really benefit from just being honest with you about what they're feeling. Because with them holding back with the Strength card, I feel like you guys probably perceive this person to be quite stoic or hard to read sometimes with their energy towards you. And I think they are doing this because they're confused. They're doing this because they don't know what they want. If they were to just be a little bit more forthcoming with you about, hey, I'm feeling confused, I think that it would actually really help both of you to feel more comfortable, or at least feel more clear in where the other stands, right? I feel like you guys have been doing a lot of heavy lifting, quote unquote, here to try to like keep this together. In a sense, like the Athlete, yes, it does talk about physical fitness, but it also can talk about like doing all the heavy lifting, doing all of like the hard physical work to like physically connect with this person, to keep the emotional connection going, right? Because they're very scattered and you guys are not, right? You're focused on this person. And I actually feel like what you need to hear about this connection is that it might be good for you to get out and connect with other people, right? Like maybe some of you guys for pile 1 have put a lot of your eggs into this one basket with this person for whatever reason. Maybe you've known them a long time. Maybe they're kind of a comfort zone for you. But I feel like there's a need for you to kind of also see what else is out there, and not just think that this person is the one and only, because it seems like you guys are just having to do a lot of work to maintain this connection in the way that you would like, okay? So part of reclaiming your power is not being afraid to speak your honest truth to this person, but also it's like saying, you know what, if I'm not being cared for in this connection, I'm going to care for myself. If this person isn't really able to give me what I need, if they're going to be confused, their confusion is my answer, right? Let me go out and like have fun and just reclaim power over my life. instead of keeping myself within this person's state of confusion. What's interesting too is all of these fists are coming up through the clouds. Do you guys see that? So to me, clouds and mist can represent confusion. It can represent illusions, right? And so there's kind of a need for you to see above all of that stuff and do what's right for you. What does pile 1 need to hear about this connection? Let's just close it out with one of these. What does pile 1 need to hear about this connection, please? Incomplete. You want someone who completes you, but you need to be whole on your own. It's so funny because I know one of you guys, I believe it's Aaron. Shout out to Aaron, one of my subscribers. I know that you had asked me not to use this deck a lot because of messages like this that come up. So I apologize if you picked this one and you got this this card. We also have here, love's the answer. Love won't solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. So we have 2 messages here for you, my viewer, about being a little bit more like focusing on things outside of this connection. It doesn't mean that you don't it doesn't mean that this is a terrible person necessarily and that you don't ever want to connect with them again. No, you can still connect with them if you would like to. But I feel like what you're being guided to do, what you need to hear about this connection is that there's something for you to work on in terms of your own independence and your individuality outside of this person. Because it's just really interesting because I see you guys as being much more in tune to the emotional connection and wanting and desiring that emotional connection, willing to do the heavy lifting, whereas this person is more holding themselves back. I really don't even feel their energy that much in this reading, to be honest with you. This feels very much like you're reading your message, pile 1. So it's like the focus here is supposed to be on you. So I wonder if there could be some reflection to do around what do you feel is quote unquote missing, or as the card says, not whole within you? You know, maybe thinking about what does this person provide to you that you really admire, and how can you show up as being more about that for yourself, right? Because you don't need somebody else to necessarily provide it for you. You could work on that trait and embody it on your own, theoretically. And being independent, getting out of this connection and doing other things that make you feel more confident, that make you feel more true to you. Maybe music or arts is something you like to do too, right? Maybe athletics is what you like to do. So finding those things outside of the connection and focusing in on that seems to be what Spirit wants you to hear at this time. So really interesting message, pile 1. Please comment below. Let me know what's been going on with your person and how you feel, like this reading resonates. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I do look forward to seeing you there. Bye. Hey, pile 2, if you guys picked out the honey calcite sphere, we're going to be looking into what you need to hear about this connection. So let's begin by looking at just the connection in general, and then we'll look into you and your person individually to see what's going on here. So we're starting off here with the solar plexus chakra, trying something new. And again, so funny, this matches the crystal that you chose. I love when those kind of synchronicities arise. We've got resolving conflict. We also have fall back. Okay, overall energy. Pile 2. So definitely I think what you need to hear about this connection is that I'm sure you guys already know this coming into the reading, but there definitely appears to be some sort of conflict that is currently brewing between yourself and your person. Some sort of misunderstanding, some sort of disagreement, not being on the same page here. And this card is so interesting because it's depicting someone who's sort of withdrawn. And then we've got another person in the conflict who's sort of reaching for the other. And so I'm wondering if this has been the dynamic in this connection with conflict, where one person kind of runs and hides from the conflict or just kind of withdraws, and then the other person is kind of reaching for the other to try to bridge, right? You can see their 2 hearts are connected here. I feel like for a lot of you guys, there probably is a lot of love in this connection. It's all going to depend, right? It's a general reading, but when I'm reading intuitively, it feels like there is a lot of love in this connection, and it's probably really hard going through a conflict with this person, right? Because especially when we really care and care about someone and love someone, like it can be really distressing when we fall out with them or we're not on the same page with them. And you can see here we've got all these different little stones: understanding, compassion, empathy, all around this candle of love, right? So I kind of feel for some of you guys, like with trying something new coming up here, what you're being guided to do at this time, what you and your person, I think, need to know about this connection is you may want to consider taking a different approach to something, whether it be a different approach to resolving a conflict, a different approach to whatever the thing is that's causing the conflict for you. Trying something new is what is coming through here. And it's solar plexus energy. So solar plexus has to do with our confidence. It has to do with kind of like our stamina and our ability to continue to push through and not give up on something, right? And that's kind of what I feel. I feel like what you need to know is that maybe it's not quite time to throw in the towel and just completely give up, but to try to take a different approach to something. We also have falling back here. So this is really interesting too, because we've got kind of this angel who's being weighed down by this kind of ball and chain energy. Some of you guys might be feeling this way, right? Some of you guys might be feeling like whatever is going on is holding you back or pulling you down in some capacity. Maybe your person is feeling this way. It's like a weight. But this card also talks about the need to literally fall back, to kind of detach from something, kind of like the man is right here in this card. Falling back to sort of be able to zoom the lens out and see it from a new and different perspective, thus allowing you the insights that you need to kind of think about what new action you should try to take instead, what the new approach should be. So let's get a little more context here. For pile 2, what do they need to know about this connection? Let's start with you, my viewer. Show me my viewer for pile 2 and where they currently sit with regard to this connection. We have the mediator. See, you guys are the problem solver. Here is what it looks like. Let's look at your person. What's their energy with regard to this connection? The pioneer. Yeah, okay, this makes a lot of sense. Already I see that your person is probably the person that needs space, and you're the person that likes to come together and try to resolve things. Let me pull from the tarot cards really quick and just kind of see what else we get, and we'll get into those. Show me some clarifying energies here, please, for pile number 2. I really need to get a new Rider-Waite because this one, it's so old. I can barely shuffle it anymore. You guys can see, but I just can't justify buying more tarot decks at this point, you know? I have so many. All right, let's see. Pile 2. Show me their energy, the energy of my viewer with regard to this connection, please. Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, yeah, it makes so much sense. Show me their person's energy. Where do they stand with regard to this connection? The Lovers in reverse. See, like your person is in this fallback energy with the Hanged Man here. Yeah, they are pulling away because it's like they are trying to see it from a different perspective here. So I definitely can see where the conflict is coming from, because it's like you and this person just appear to kind of approach the conflict differently. So your person is the pioneer. This says passion for doing and creating what has not been done before, and compulsive need to keep moving on. You see, this person is somebody who is they could be a Gemini. I'm definitely picking up on really heavy air energy with this person, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but especially Gemini. This is a person who is thinking about things differently. This person is in a space of trying something new because they're in this pioneer archetype. doing and creating what has not been done before. So this person is in a space where they're doing and creating something different for this connection. And I think that they're pulling back to try to understand what that should be. They understand that you guys are not on the same page here with the Lovers card in reverse. Okay. So the Lovers in reverse is telling me that from your person's perspective, they're seeing that you guys are not on the same page. You're not aligned. This person could even be thinking about separation or a breakup for some of you guys because they have this compulsive need to keep moving on, right? Your person could be the type of person where, like, when it comes to a conflict or an argument, they might just say, I'm out, right? Like, I don't have time for this, instead of trying to kind of fix things and make it work like it seems that you're trying to do here. So you guys are over here with the mediator energy, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. And then in the shadow attribute, we've got negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. But see, this is the difference. You guys seem like you want to come together, like it's depicted here, to resolve the conflict. I see that you guys have a lot of emotion for this person and for this connection. I think that you have a lot of love and compassion and all of these things, empathy and understanding for this person and for this connection. And you're wanting to reach across the bridge, quote unquote, to try to understand this person a little bit better, to try to understand their side of things, okay? But your person is kind of in a different space. So I feel like what you guys need to know is just this, you guys. Your person is pulling away. You are trying to come together. But the guidance here is to try something new, okay? Falling back. Your person is falling back. Maybe for some of you, it might be beneficial for you to fall back for a little bit too and really detach from things because you guys are very much in your emotions about it right now, which is understandable. Again, it's like, especially when you have a lot of love for someone, it can be hard to detach. But the emotion can sometimes cloud the judgment, right? You see how the little angel is here in the clouds? So let's continue. I want to look at a couple more of these. What does pile 2 need to hear about this connection? Show me their energy, the energy of my viewer. We have not being you. Show me their person's energy. Procrastinating. Wow. Let's move this. Sorry, guys. It's interesting because for you, my viewer, when I'm looking at this mediator energy, it's giving me like Libra energy, you know, this energy of trying to be neutral, trying to be rational, unbiased, you know, but I feel like you guys might be wearing a mask with this person a little bit because you have a lot of emotion for them. And I'm not sure if they understand that or fully see that all the time. There's something that I feel like you guys are not, like you're withholding from this person, or you're not completely being authentic to you with regard to the way that you're navigating this situation. The message specifically talks about trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really the truth, right? So for some of you guys, I feel like there's an energy of you really trying to kind of look together or collected for this person when that doesn't always feel authentic to you to do, when you might be really struggling or dealing with a lot of emotion inside. Maybe you guys feel like you have to do this because of the fact that this person is detached from you, right? So it's kind of like that energy of playing it cool, you know what I mean? So as not to appear like too emotional or something like that. This person, maybe they've been like kind of in this indecisive energy for a long time. The thing is, guys, you know, the Hangman is about seeing something from a new and different perspective. And underneath of that, we have the World. And underneath of that, we have the Nine of Cups. So I feel like this person, in a way, has made up their mind because the Lovers card talks about decisions, okay? it talks about choices. It talks about decisions. And when it's in reversed, a lot of times this comes up when we've made the choice. And the choice has been to maybe move in another direction, as we're seeing here with the World and the Nine of Cups. This person wants, maybe they want to be single, or maybe they just want to feel satisfied and focus on their own emotions versus somebody else's right now. But I feel like the problem is that they're maybe not being super clear with you that they've chosen this for themselves. Because it seems like they've been keeping you waiting for a while here. You know? I think part of the issue with your person is that they feel unlovable, right? Like, you come across as a very loving, kind-hearted, compassionate sort of person, and I feel that they don't believe that they deserve that. So whatever has happened with the conflict, I feel like I see your person as being someone who, if they feel like they messed up or they feel like they did something to cause the conflict, they're like, well, I don't deserve that person, so I'm just going to move away from them. You know what I mean? Like, it comes from some sort of insecurity that they have around being loved by others. What does pile 2 need to know about this connection, please? What does pile 2 need to know? What do they need to hear about this connection? Confusion. You don't know what you want, so you need clarity before you get involved. Yeah, I mean, we also have sex only. Either you or your partners only want sex, except that it's okay to reach for more. Sometimes, you guys, I can tell you I've seen the Lover's card reverse be that before, where there's a connection, but it's physical only. So that could be coming from your person's perspective. But so clarity seems to be what you should be striving for at this time. And if this person is not able to give it to you with whatever approach you've traditionally taken with them, then going back here to the beginning of our reading, I feel like what you guys need to hear is that it's time to try a new approach. And the new approach may be falling back. Because the thing about it is that, like I was saying, when you're really emotional about something, it can be really hard to see it clearly, right? Because we love the person, we care about them, we might want to just have this connection with them, we want things to work out for the best. And I do see that in you. Like, you guys have this natural, really healing, beautiful energy. But for whatever reason, your person doesn't feel that they deserve that from you, or they don't want it right now. And it's causing a lot of confusion because it's like it's almost like they're dangling a carrot in front of you. They're kind of one foot out the door is what I feel right now. So try a new approach. Instead of being the person to always bridge the conflict, maybe respect this person's space and say, you know what? It seems like you need your space and you need your time right now. I'm going to also take my space and my time right now, and try to fall back from the situation. So that way you can try to see it from a more grounded perspective. A lot of times when you take time and space and distance away from somebody and you really kind of cut off that connection, you're able to look back on it and see it more objectively and more clearly for what it was. You're able to more clearly see through the confusion. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel is coming through for you, group 2, what you need to hear about this connection. I hope that you guys found it helpful. Please comment below. Let me know how you feel like this resonates with what you guys have going on with your person. And if you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I'll see you then. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. If you guys selected the rose quartz crystal, we're going to look and see what you need to hear about this connection. And we're going to begin by looking at kind of the overall energy of the connection. Then we're going to look into each person to see what you guys need to hear. So we start off here with the third eye, and this says express your emotions. We have the distorted masculine, and we have out of sight. Okay. There's a song by Incubus. I think it's called Adolescence, Out of Sight, Out of Mind. We're out of time. Look up the song. There might be a message there for you. It's coming up with this card. So what do you guys need to know about this connection? So we have this archetype of the distorted masculine coming up here, which is really interesting. So this could be representation of your energy, pile 3, or your person's energy. It also could be talking about kind of both of you slightly embodying these traits. So the distorted masculine is a masculine energy that is really disconnected from their emotions, which is kind of interesting that you have this energy of expressing your emotions here. If we take a look at it here, you can kind of see some really interesting imagery about the distorted masculine. We've got like war, we've got money, we've got time, right? We've got like the city, we've got like basically everything that our regular, society sort of glorifies these days. There's an energy here of being disconnected from emotion because there's a lack of trust in doing so. The distorted masculine is sort of an emphasis on a lot of these things that are depicted here in the card, right? It's this energy of competition, competing. It's an energy of being really wrapped up in being the winner, right? Whether it's winning the money or winning the prize or conquering somebody else, whether it's literally or metaphorically, right? It kind of steamrolls over emotions and doesn't know how to connect with them because it's focused on all these more worldly, earthly sort of pleasures or things that ultimately aren't always important, right? So the third eye is coming up here because I feel like with this group, there's something about this connection that's been feeling really scattered or confusing for you or causing a lot of stress or anxiety. Like both of these cards are depicting like really chaotic sort of scenes here. And I think specifically with this card of out of sight, like whatever has been happening with this person, there's this energy of just pretending that it's not there, tuning it out. And I actually feel like you, my viewer, or your person, like there's a lot of, especially anger that I see here with this fiery energy and a lot of this energy here. Like I feel like there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of fire here. If that doesn't resonate, there's just a lot of emotion in general here. And it's like instead of feeling it and tuning into it and being able to talk about it, it's just getting repressed. It's just like, I'm going to pretend that isn't there. It's very Two of Swords. Like, I'm going to ignore that. I can't see. I'm blind. Let's not deal with it and just keep focusing on work or focusing on other things. But intuitively, I feel that you guys know that this is not right because a lot of times the way that this will manifest is through anxiety, right? Like you feel anxious because you're not trusting your feelings. Even though you know that something is off, you're not trusting in it and you're not like aligning yourself through action to deal with your feelings. So let's just jump right in for pile 3. What do they need to know about this connection? What do they need to hear? I want to take a look first at my viewer. What do my pile 3 viewers need to hear about this connection? Okay, this is your energy, the hedonist. What about their person? Show me their person's energy. The gambler. There's a lot of explosive energy here. Let's take a look at the tarot as well for clarifying. So for pile 3, what do they need to know about this connection? What do they need to hear about it? Show me my viewer's energy with this hedonist card, please. We have the Page of Swords. Show me their person's energy with the gambler, please. The Ten of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of anxiety with your person too, with the Four of Swords, and then they also have the Three of Swords coming up here at the bottom of the deck as well. So heartbreak energy as well. One thing that I want to say about your person, pile 3, is I do feel that they are in kind of a distorted masculine energy here. With the Gambler, they also have the Slave here at the bottom of the deck. So it's like this is a person who is not necessarily in their power. They are feeling really confined to their external circumstances, which makes a lot of sense with the distorted masculine here. It's like the Gambler is relying on luck rather than hard work, but it's also talking about, like, you see how they're just like walking this tightrope blindfolded, like literally no direction in life, okay? Giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices, right? This person is like a slave, proverbially, quote unquote, to something in their life. What do you need to hear? Pile 3. So I think you and this person are definitely different in the way that you're showing up in this connection. Your person is kind of a risk taker. Your person is sort of, I feel like they're more the shadow attribute, to be honest, because on the light side of the Gambler, it talks about a willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you, right? So I think there is something about your person that they are quite intuitive, but I feel like with the Ten of Wands in reverse, the shadow attribute of this Gambler seems to resonate more specifically to them, because the Ten of Wands reverse is about like throwing in the towel. It's about kind of giving up. It's about letting go of work, letting go of burdens. You know what I mean? This is a person who doesn't necessarily want to put in the work, and they're blinded to something here. Even if they might be able to feel it intuitively, they're not expressing it to you. This person in some ways may actually even feel like a slave to this connection, in a sense, where like they don't feel like they have agency within this connection, which would make, again, a lot of sense with the distorted masculine that's coming up here. You, my viewer, we have the hedonist. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others, with the Page of Swords. It's like both of you guys have sort of this laid back energy, but it comes across a little bit different, right? Your person laid back in the sense that they just don't really have a lot of direction. They're just kind of walking around blind, quote unquote, on a whim. You guys laid back in the sense that you want to be able to enjoy yourself. You want to be able to pursue things that make you feel pleasure as it pertains to this connection. We have the distorted masculine coming up here, though. So I have to say, for my pile 3 viewers, it might be worth reflecting on what you feel is important to you in connections, because on the shadow side of the hedonist, this talks about overindulgence, over pursuit of some of these things here, like money, status, whatever, to the detriment of yourself or at the expense of somebody else, right? And with the Page of Swords, I actually see you guys in a very guarded energy as well. Again, having a difficult time expressing your emotions, because Page of Swords is definitely not emotional. They are a skeptic. They are very mistrustful at first. And sometimes this is good because you have to be able to properly vet people and protect yourself. But the overall energy of the connection, it's talking about expressing your authentic feelings, right? Page of Swords is not really doing that. Let's see. What does pile 3 need to hear about this connection? Show me my viewer's energy, please. We have fated to be alone. Show me their person's energy. What do they need to hear? Procrastinating is so funny. That came up in another group too. It's like this person just has no sense of direction, either for themselves or for you. And I'm almost wondering for some of you guys if this person, because they're so like not empowered, not decisive here, I wonder if they're pushing you more into this like distorted masculine energy where you guys really feel like maybe you have to like do all of the work, support them, do all of the planning, because this person is not a planner. They literally are like a leaf in the wind. That's the vibe I get from them. Not really able to do hard work or any work. And I feel like this is causing some resentments here for you, my viewer. I think that there's an energy of really like a lot of skepticism that I feel from you because of this. You guys might be feeling like the card says that maybe you feel like there's nobody out there that's able to match your energy or provide the type of lifestyle that you want. You know, I could definitely see where you're coming from, right? Especially if you're with a person who's in their distorted masculine, that can be really exhausting. You know what I mean? I feel like this person, they think you're really hot. They think you're really attractive, but they don't really know how to take care of anything other than that, you know? This hedonist card, it's making me think of the divine feminine. Like you all want to be in that divine feminine energy of just being able to be cared for and to be able to kind of relax and to turn your brain off a little bit. But you feel like you have to be on your guard with this person because they're not really stepping up as a partner to you. I'm almost just getting like a really feminine energy masculine here. So like a masculine that's in their feminine energy. But, you know, the third eye coming up with expressing your emotions, it's asking you, pile 3, to really tap into what your gut is telling you. What is your intuition telling you? You are not fated to be alone, right? Like, hopefully you're not really thinking that. It just might be that this person isn't the best fit for you. And part of it too, pile 3, like if you're saying, well, every person that I date is like this, right? Maybe you've encountered this energy before. The Page of Swords is telling me that you guys are kind of guarded and skeptical and maybe tough to kind of break those walls down at times. Like I feel like these experiences that you've been through have probably hardened you, as they would a lot of people, right? There just could be, I guess I'm trying to say there could be something to reflect. If you find that this is a pattern for you, there could be something to reflect on regarding how and why you keep ending up with the same type of energy of these more feminine masculines, if you will. What does pile 3 need to know about this connection? What do they need to hear? Losing yourself. You feel lost in your partner. It's okay to be yourself and have your own life too. I don't know if I feel it's necessarily that. I feel like what it is that this person doesn't allow you to be like relaxed because they're just not doing anything. They're not picking up the slack. They're not showing up as like a true partner to you. They're in their distorted masculine or in like a feminine energy, which causes you to be really skeptical and anxious and like you're the one that has to do all the work and the heavy lifting here, and you can feel that it's off. So I don't feel that it's like you're like lost in this person. I feel like what it is that you're not connected with this feminine energy as much as you would like to be, which is you, because this person kind of puts you in this defensive space. Does that make sense? But then also here at the bottom of the deck, we've got ambivalent. You say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what you want. So I feel like for some of you guys, if you are feeling exhausted, if you feel intuitively like something is not working for you, you've got a lot of like anger or frustration or negative emotion that this person is bringing up for you. Essentially, if you know that it's not working, then don't continue to stay attached to it, right? This card really talks about like, you know, you're saying that you want something, but you've got to take the time to really figure out what it is that you want. So being like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or still having some sort of attachment to somebody is actually preventing you from getting closer to who is better for you. So pile 3, this is really interesting. Comment below. I love to hear from you guys just to kind of see what's been happening with this person, how you feel like this resonates with your situation. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I do look forward to seeing you there. Bye.